All right, now I know it's been a long time since I've been on YouTube, posting anything anyway, and I thought I'd post something new format, new intros, new everything, and we're going to talk about my pedal board today. So stick around and check it out. Alright, well that was some kind of intro. That was done by my good friend Steve down in Florida. I'm going to leave a link below where you can maybe have him create something for your YouTube channel. Little intros, outros. Very cool guy. He'll work with you. But today we're going to do my main pedal board. I'm going to go on there and walk through the pedals, what order they're in, why I use them, what I use them for, and give you a couple of sound examples and move on from there. Hope you enjoy it, and I'm going to go sit down and turn my rig on and get to playing. All right, well, here we are. We're going to be going through this. I hope I didn't make a mistake by just using the camera microphone instead of micing this cab, but I didn't feel like going through the whole thing of setting up a microphone for me. Microphone is microphone for the room. I'm just going to record it with that microphone. So here we go. All right, we got the pedal board. It's going to be right up there, but it's in reality right here at my feet. And first thing we're going to do is listen to what it sounds like. No reverb, no effects, just the guitar. Alright, now with the reverb, and I'm going to leave that on for the rest of the thing. This PRS Custom 22, it's got the 5708 pickups in it, and I just decided to use this guitar because it's very pretty and why not bring it out and use it. Alright, let's go through this pedal board now. First thing in the chain is going to be this wah right here. Now this is a Dunlop Q535 wah, which means it has this little thing here on the side, which I can adjust, how much of a wah it is, how much trouble you get when you push it forward. I've got it on the second setting, which gives me not full range, but enough on the high end to make it sound pretty cool. So here goes. It's true though, you can't use a wah without moving your mouth. I don't know why that is. Alright, next in line is the tuner. This is a TU3, and I've got it set on that strobe thing there, and I've also got it set up when it's turned on, it mutes the signal. So I've got it set up on strobe because I like to see it rolling as it gets into the intonation zone. And this guitar was in tune when I bought it. So, alright, so that one's a little bit sharp. See what that did. Alright, see, but it rolls, and I guess because I used to be a wind player and I'm used to seeing those old Con strobo tuners, that's just what I'm used to seeing. As it gets fast, and then as you get it in tune, it slows down until it stops and you're in tune. Alright, next up is the Dynacomp. Dynacomp compresses the signal, makes soft things as loud as you want, and loud things as soft as you want. So this is without it. Play soft. But as I pick louder, it's louder. Now, when you cut it on, it evens everything out. So no matter how soft you pick or how hard you pick, it's still going to be that same level. Now, it does kind of bring the signal down a little bit the way I've got it set up there, 80s style with the knobs pointing at each other. So sometimes you have to put on a little bit of boost. But what I like about the this particular MXR Dyna Comp is it doesn't clamp the signal immediately. It lets a little bit of that thing and then it cuts it off. So sometimes you can get a little bit of that funky thing where it's like. because it just goes like that, kind of clamps it off a little bit too late. So you get a little bit of attack, and then it cuts it off and compresses it. All right, next up is the Arrows boost. This is not a transparent boost. It adds a lot of treble and a little bit of high mid-range, and I use it in conjunction with the two drive type pedals to add a little bit of sauce to those. But we'll listen to what it sounds like on its own, and you'll be able to hear that treble kind of kick in. Let's do both humbuckers. All right, here's with it on. So it's almost like a treble booster, but not technically. But again, I use it in conjunction with the drive pedal. Speaking of the drive pedals, the first one here is the Earthquaker Devices Palisade. It is built around a tube screamer type of, what do they call it, typology. And right now I've got it set up with more or less what a tube screamer would be. And so, here's with it on. It's got some other settings here, you know, where you can go with a no diode type clipping, a little bit louder, but not as much clipping. Or you can go with a symmetrical type of diode clipping. Or you can even go with a little bit less loud, but really creamy Schottky diode. Anyway, I've got it set up on position 4, and it's got the primary, you know, circuit, but you can kick on the secondary boost, which makes it even more gainy. Kind of like stacking them. And it also has this boost feature, and the boost is after the overdrive distortion gain sound. So I don't have much boost dialed in there. The only drawback to this pedal is you can't use the B sound. And you can't use the boost sound unless it's activated like that. So it has, I guess that's a drawback, I don't know. But I like that pedal. It's a nice adjustable tube screamer type. Now, the Vertex Effectx Steel String Supreme. This has two sides to it, a bottom half and an upper half. The bottom half, it kind of adds some flavor and some richness to the amplifier tone. So let's see what I want to play with this. Okay, here's with it. Brings it right to the edge of breakup and adds a little bit more tonality to it. This Supreme side is the upper half, and that kind of gives you some of those Dumble-ish options. So here's, and then with it. Now, this is where I like to use this Arrows in conjunction with this pedal as kind of like a treble booster into that. So you see that does kind of boost some of the frequencies into that. All right, now we're out of the drive pedals, going to the modulation. This whole upper row is modulation. And the modulation that I've got here is a Phase 90 MXR. Now this is a weird reissue because it's a script circuit, but it adds the light, so I guess you can tell when it's on. But here it is with it on there, and it's just kind of a, I don't know how to describe it. You just have to hear it. Kind of swirly, organish, Leslie organ, Leslie speaker style. All right, the flanger splits the signal, flanges it, and then moves that part back and forth. So you get this sometimes jet planey swirly sound. Let's see what we can get out of this then. Anyway, that's a very cool effect. Next one, chorus. Very 80s sounding deal. I'm going to do it without it first and then with it, so you can kind of get a good idea what that chorus does. All right, here is without it. All right, here's with it. Yeah, it's a very nice singy thing. I guess what my fun thing to do is just to add the compressor to it, and then you really get into some 80s sounding stuff. Anyway, we can go on and on with that. All right, next up in the modulation row is the Supa-Trem. Now the Supa-Trem is a lot like the tremolo, what Fender calls vibrato on the amplifier, but it has some adjustability to it. It has this switch here, which doubles the speed. It goes from one speed to another, on-off switch, and then it has a hard soft. So I'm going to start off with slow, soft, and we'll see what that sounds like. Alright, that was something. Now hard puts a lot more space between those throbs, and so you get something that's a little bit more dizzy sounding. Let's see what I want to play for that. Actually, I started off on hard first. Anyway, so that's hard. And then soft is. So you get some options with that you don't get with just the tremolo going on and off on the amp, which is with the amp one. It is true drumming. It's very cool. It has a little photo cell in there that makes the throbbing sound, but this is a little bit more functional. It gives you some more options. Alright, next up in the chain is the volume pedal, which, you know, sometimes I use it as a kill switch and rock it all the way back. You don't get nothing, and then you can bring it up to the level you want for whatever you're doing. But you can also use it as a swell pedal, or if you wanted to swell chords in there instead of, you know, playing them right out. You can also use it to swell notes. Use that with the delay, which is up next. MXR Carbon Copy delay. It's an analog delay. I'm not sure, Bucket Brigade or something like that, but it's analog. And so it has a shorter time than a digital delay, but it's a little bit more softer and more cool sounding. So let's go without it first. This is the kind of thing you can expect. And then with it, I use it with this volume pedal as well to do the little swell type things with the repeats. And without even having to mess with the delay sound, you can, or the delay timing, you can get into one of those deals where you're doing the, what do you call it, stadium solo stuff. All right, and last, well, not last, telephone call. I got a better idea. All right, no telephone calls during the filming of the guitar stuff. All right, last up is going to be the Boost, this Black Eye Boost. And it is no longer made. Vertx, however, makes one that does nearly the same thing, plus some other cool stuff with, you know, you can hook up in series or parallel with other things. You can hook up an expression pedal to it. But this one has a boost or cut feature, and it is a totally clean boost. All it does is make whatever you're doing in front of it louder. It doesn't add any color to it like this one adds all the treble. This one just makes everything louder. So if you're, let's see what I want to play here. Turn it on, then we get doesn't change the sound, doesn't change anything, just makes it louder. It also has a cut feature. If you wanted to make something softer, I guess you could do that too. All right, and then the last thing I've got set up here is, I guess just for fun, I've got a looper. If you don't know what a looper is, you're playing something, you turn it on, it begins to record what you're playing. Then when you click it on, the next time it loops and just keeps repeating whatever it is you were playing while it was on. So do an example of that. All right. it's cutting it off before it starts repeating again. Anyway, so that was a tour of one of my pedal boards. This is probably the one I'll bring out the most if I'm going to do anything. It's not the easiest to carry because it's so dang big, but I've got some smaller ones. We'll get into those maybe next time. Let me know if you want to see the other pedal boards, or if you like seeing individual pedals, or if you'd rather me talk about sports, because I can do that too. Anyway, see you cats later.